The Warriors won the game last night, kept the season and the series alive, and they go back to Oracle on Thursday for Game 6. Jalen Rose, you and company obviously will be traveling out there for that. Let's talk about the game. Beyond what happened with KD, what was your number one takeaway from how the Warriors managed to save their season last night?
My number one takeaway is when Kevin Durant is healthy playing with the Splash Brothers, that's a cheat code that the NBA hasn't seen in the modern day.
Yeah.
Like the way those guys came out and they were flaming from three, KD got going, Steph got going, Clay got going. And then I look up at the scoreboard, they had made 5 threes and it was 19 all.
Yeah.
The Raptors continued to stay in the game, like the little engine that could almost. KD goes out, DeMarcus Cousins. How about this, DJ? I'm sitting back watching the game. He was about to get his first DNP.
Yeah,
Here's a guy that's a multi-time All-Star.
Yeah.
He was going to get a DNP. They didn't start him. Then they put Looney in the game. And trust me, as a guy that sat on the bench and got a DNP before, I know he was fuming in his belly, hoping to get an opportunity to play. And you didn't want a guy clearly to get injured for that to happen, but you saw the desperation in his face once he got in the game. And he was a positive contributor. Then on the other side, the Toronto Raptors continued to stay in the game. Kawhi Leonard wasn't having an outstanding game, nor was Kyle Lowry. KD shut Pascal Siakam water off like when I was in elementary school and I slept with hoodies and scullies. His water was shut off, okay? And then all of a sudden in the second half, the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors kept going mano-a-mano. Then the fourth quarter comes, Kawhi Leonard takes over. He scores, they go on a 12-2 run. He scores 10-0. And then Nick Nurse calls timeout while he's handling the ball at the top of the floor. I almost freaked out, Greeny. Like, I'm serious. I almost had a heart attack. Okay, like, when you're watching these games, you try not to get emotionally invested because our goal is to be non-biased.
Right.
But you still want everybody to have their best in order for the outcome to take place. We saw them picking on Boogie, and then we saw him go one-on-one against Andre, go one-on-one against Clay, go one-on-one against Draymond. You can't call timeout right there. You get a Golden State Warriors a chance to go to the huddle with a championship pedigree. They regroup. They come out of the huddle. They draw a set play for Steph Curry. He get a down screen, and all of a sudden he knocks down the three. They go down and get a stop. Klay Thompson, he knocks down the three. Then they're back feeling good about themselves. And then late in the game, you have the basketball. Kawhi's up top. That's when you need the timeout. That's when you need the timeout. Get the quality personnel that you want on the floor. Get everybody set up. Understand time, situation, and distance. You know that they're going to double team Kawhi. We all know they're going to triple team Kawhi. Make sure you understand what you want the players to do when that takes place. They got a low percentage shot. It was a good double team by Andre Iguodala. Heartbreaking loss at home by the Toronto Raptors.
The timeouts that Nurse calls there again with the 3 minutes left. From that point forward, Golden State closes the game on a 9-2 run, taking a 6-point deficit, making it into a 1-point win. Stephen A. was very critical. Jalen very critical. DJ, you're a coach. What did you think of the timeout he called there?
I think it was bad, but I guess he was saying Kawhi Leonard needed a break. But in that instance, when you're on such a run, you have the momentum in the game. You give the ball to somebody else and you let Kawhi Leonard take that play off. Like Jalen said, they were on a 12-2 run and he had scored 10 of those 12 points. So you have Kyle Lowry or Van Vliet who could run pick and roll to get their own shot, and then you come back to Kawhi Leonard.
In a game that momentum is such an incredibly important part, it really does seem as though it was a moment that, obviously not purposely, but it does completely change the way the outcome goes. So, Jalen, as I'm going to lose you in a few minutes, let's now talk about Game 6. We have to somehow manage to put all of this drama behind us. You and everybody else got to fly out to the Bay Area, and they get one more game in Oracle. How will that game look different now that KD is down?
Oh, man, the Toronto Raptors are about to witness what championship pedigree, playing on their home floor with a sense of desperation in front of their fans that was closing an arena after 47 seasons. They return playing without KD the emotion that that's going to carry. The Toronto Raptors, I already put on the board, are going to lose by at least 10 points. That, like, it's just going to be so very emotional for the Golden State Warriors because now they have another shot. They felt like when KD went down, we're going to win for our brother and we're going to find a way to pick him up and get it done on the road. The Toronto Raptors get back in the game, take the lead, and then all of a sudden they relinquish it to the champs that have won 3 of the last 4 titles. So I believe the Golden State Warriors are going to carry the day in Game 6, and then we're going to get a Game 7 in this series. I still predict that the Raptors will win in 7 on their home floor, but it will not be easy. And Game 7 will be ugly for the road team.